Hey, Tim Reha here live with a special guest. We have Don Ross. He's a managing director and founder of Healthtech Capital.
Thank you.
So how was the flight down from Silicon Valley?
Oh, the flight was good, and it's really delightful to be here in San Diego. It's a great place to visit.
So it's really cool that you came down. We had a really cool panel called the 360-degree funding view, or 360 view of funding inside.
Yeah, so it was really a great panel because it covered the entire spectrum from early stage of incubators to angels to VCs and even into the later in the venture debt. And so it was a complete comprehensive picture of what startups can expect at each stage in the process.
So Don, how did you get your background to come to this stage in your career?
Well, I have a very eclectic background. I actually started in architecture, but a long time ago I made a segue into the life sciences, and I'd done a lot of development in software work that was ancillary to different healthcare applications, as well as I ended up founding a publishing company doing periodicals in different verticals of allergy and asthma, psychopharmacology, kidney health, and so forth. Built that company up, ran it for 15 years, and then sold it. From then on, I've been working with early stage companies.
So in the early stage company space, healthcare technology companies are a lot different and structured differently than, say, internet plays or different types of deals. What do we learn inside?
Yeah, absolutely. So particularly with health tech companies, it's really a mixture of domain expertise. So you really need to have some expertise in the technology side, you need to have expertise from the healthcare side, and so it's really important to bring all those pieces together, and that's one of the things that with Healthtech Capital, we're highly focused on mentoring, and so we really bring a lot of expertise to help fill in the holes, but also startup companies really need to look at who they can bring into their team to help create that spectrum of expertise.
So it's interesting conversing earlier backstage is you brought together really interesting ecosystem together. So it's not just a angel network. What's happening there?
Yeah, absolutely. When we founded Healthtech Capital, we really felt it was important to build an ecosystem where we brought all the players in under one tent. And so we have a foundation of angel members, and we have members that are physicians. We have members from Intel, Intuit from the technology side. We then also have venture capital firms that are members, as well as industry members. And so so with that, we really pull together a complete ecosystem to address pain points and to also help fill in the gaps.
So being an entrepreneur myself, what would some tips you'd give me looking at this space in our audience?
So one of the things, and this was one of the tips that came out of the session in there, is that what makes a startup company stand out when they're looking for funding, in the health tech space particularly, is having some validation of the business model and who's going to pay for it, what that revenue model is going to be, and a really deep understanding of who the customer is, who it is that's going to be paying, and that would be a real differentiator.
So what's coming up next for you? I know you guys have a big event coming up in September.
Yes, actually the end of October. It's October 30th at the Computer History Museum in Mountain View. We have the Health Tech Conference. Details are available at healthtechconference.com. But we're really focused on the nuts and bolts of building a business in the healthcare space. So we have the major providers, El Camino, UCSF, Dignity Health, talking about pain points. We have early stage partnering of what are good strategic partners for companies, what's happening with the changing insurance and payment models. We have venture pitches, and we have demo companies of startup companies that are exhibiting, as well as mobile health and aging in place. So it's be a great conference.
Now, I saw a really cool company that was featured in one of our local publications called GeekWire in Seattle that you were a part of. What was that company?
Yeah, so Cadence Biomedical in Seattle that has a wonderful device. It's changing people's lives. It's really exciting. For someone who's had a stroke or other kind of a neurological impact that are having difficulties walking, this has just made is really life-changing and getting people up and going, walking faster. There's one person who has been in a wheelchair for 11 years, just able to get around in a short distance, who's now up and walking again. And so it's an exciting company to be part of.
How do people connect with you?
So they can just go to healthtechcapital.com. My phone number and email is there on the website, and I'd be more than happy to talk to people.
So that's Don Ross, and thanks so much for your time and for those tips. So cheers. We'll see you tonight at the party.
Okay, thank you so much. Looking forward to it.